Hey, good morning, everybody. How we all doing out there? Ooh, hello. Sorry, just kind of sat down and got things going. Good morning again. Let's try that a little bit better. Today's date is Wednesday, September 18th, 2024, and the market's not even open yet, which I think we all know. I clearly have not had enough coffee this morning. Sorry, I'm just getting a couple things set up here. All right. So today's a big day. We've got Mr. Powell going to um, decide the fate of some traders, and that's probably the way it will be in some cases. Um, my personal opinion is the market's going to be a bit choppy today. Probably not worth a darn until after the big news comes out. Are we going to get a rate cut? How much? Or maybe we're not even going to get a rate cut. Who knows? So uh, let's just follow the charts, stay the course of our normal trading, and just stay calm. That's probably the biggest thing to do. Remember, you don't have to buy anything right away. You can just manage what you have, which I think that's one of the most important things when you have big news like this coming out on a day. So let's take a look at the SPY here. Right now, I am still very bullish on the SPY. I'm not bearish at all. Um, So where's my pin? There we are. So we've got the price is above the T line. T line's above the trend indicator. You can see here we're bullish right now. Trend is still up. And as long as that trend stays up, I will remain bullish. Yesterday at the close, or close, or maybe sometime during the day, we talked about in the trading room this top here, double top, triple top, whatever you want to call it. And I spoke with somebody last night after dinner. One of the members got a hold of me and we chatted about that. And they're real concerned about that. And I said, well, why are you concerned? Because that means something bad, the bearish. No, no, actually it doesn't. What When it will start to act bearish is when you have price action confirm it. This is definitely it's an area you want to watch. It's an area you want to be careful at. But unless price confirms it, then there's nothing bad about it at all. Price may be a little stagnant up here, maybe a little slow, may not pop out or fail right away. We may not continue this nice little trend that we've had through here. That's for sure. But until you get price to fail it, and then price has to fail trend. Otherwise, it's just a simple little pullback. I just posted on in our Facebook group a a chart, NEM. We bought some of this, and I posted in there, um, a cradle pattern and then a pullback, PBO 38 trap right there. Well, there's a top right there, but until it fails, it's nothing to be worried about. Um, but if you are concerned, it's best not to be in that trade. So just trade your roles, trade your plan, and if you're nervous, it's best to be out of the best to be out of that position. Being short-term swing traders, we don't have to be in a position. We can get out in a split second, and we can get back in a split second if we want to. We drive speedboats with gas tanks that's big enough to run a cruise ship, is what we do. So, um, and I'm not talking, you don't, and I'm not trying to promote day trading or scalping. I like swing trading, but if you're nervous, you don't need to be in that position. Anyway, let's go take a look at IWM real quick. IWM to me is still bullish. It's been bullish. If you take a look at that weekly chart, that is a bullish chart. I will admit that it's not so much on the weekly, but on the daily, it's just choppy and ugly. It is. I mean, there's the daily chart, but we are still bullish. You can see that trend. We're still trending. Now, we've recently broken out of IWM here at about 209.50, And then up there, it just sort of chopped around. Well, that's what it's done on the weekly chart or daily chart. Just chop, 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 chop. Yesterday, we broke out of that top downtrend line, which it's certainly not very straight, is it? There we go. We broke out of that downtrend line. But I do think we need a rest, a pullback, any move up. So let's say the market likes whatever Mr. Powell has to throw at it, or IWM likes it, and it pops to the upside. Well, I would be very cautious for a pullback because it's been up too much. But the bulls right now have spoke when it comes to IWM, and they have broken out. Let's see what it does there. The Qs, we're still flirting with that top line. But if you take a look at this, what I use anyway, my main trend is we've got price above the T line, and the T line is above the trend indicator. And there's the trend indicator moving up right there. We're also above this line right here, which is simply, that's a linear regression line. It's just a linear regression line of a moving average. And you can see that we're moving up and we're above that. So right now, I'm kind of happy with the Qs. I wish they were a little better off, but let's keep an eye on those. Diamonds are doing fantastic. We've got a nice breakout. A little pullback would be nice. Test some of that breakout. We've been up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days if you count yesterday's high. So 5 days in there. We probably need a little bit of a rest on that. Let's see, what am I missing here? Let's take a look at IYT. IYT is acting fantastic, if you ask me. Let's get this arrow out here. There we go. You can see that trend. We're up. Here we've rolled up, we've broken out, and now we're simply looking for a little test here. IW or IYT transports are doing great. SMH, there we go. SMH is kind of hem-hawing around, but that's also what's causing the Qs to be a little bit slow, lethargic, not going any, slow and lethargic is what I would say the Qs are. So if SMH could break out, basically get above that 50-period moving average, which is the blue line, then I think that we've got something here. Hey, good morning. Somebody said good morning here from Alaska. I just want to say good morning to you. Thank you. My hometown, my home state. All right, let's take a look at some charts and see what we've got going on today. Since the market's bullish, we'll just look at bullish charts. Lately, we've really been picking on the rounded bottom breakout. And the reason is there's a lot of them out there and they're really starting to work. So some are just daily rounded bottom breakouts and some are 60-minute rounded bottom breakouts that we've been looking at. So they really have been working out quite well. And we'll keep looking for those and trading for those until they kind of dwindle down. And they do kind of dwindle down at times. Depends how long the market has been up. So here's X-ray right now. Right now, it looks like it's headed to that 50% retracement, which is these three little dotted lines, and the dotted deuce up here, the red line up here. So that's where it looks to me like we're headed, which is in the neighborhood of 4%, which is not a great deal, but it's the 200-period moving average that we would really like this chart to run to. So right now, my target area is going to be around the 50% retracement, the dotted deuce. Second target up here, I probably should put a line in there, hadn't I? There we go. About 29.10 up there, followed by the 200-period moving average. Now, the thing is, be a little bit careful. I think we might be a little far from the T line. So for me, I would like a little rest in here. If we get a little rest with price, as long as price doesn't start taking off, what'll happen is the T line will catch up to it, and then the T line will come in and gobble price up for a 3/8 trap, and then price will allow that to happen. And that would be a great entry on that. So this is on our watch list. We'll keep an eye on it. Take a look at leg here, LEG. Leg is another rounded bottom breakout. And where is it? There it is. So leg has rallied up, and you can see now, yesterday it's pulled back. Let's see what it does today. Might give us a nice entry in here. With Powell speaking today, there's a good chance the market, does this kind of a really nothing, just kind of a choppy type action until we get to that. What is it? 2:30 this afternoon. Well, what might happen to stocks like leg is they just might pull back to give opportunity in there, a little better opportunity. Now, this isn't quite yet 100% rounded bottom breakout because the T line's not up over that 50 period moving average, but it's getting there. And when we're talking from about right here up to the 200 of 38%, hey, you don't have to crush the entry. Be patient. Be very, very patient. One of the keys to trading, patience. Levi is another one. Now, we've talked about Levi here a couple of days ago, I think. Levi is working out really, really nice. Another rounded bottom breakout. Let's see here. Why is that? Darn. You can see price is above the T line. T line's above the trend indicator. You can see our trend down here is working. We've got this rally to the upside and a pullback here. Beautiful 3-8 trap. Targets around 2030, 2160, then maybe 22 up here on Levi. I said this was a rounded bottom breakout. I'm sorry, it's not. It was a little one down in here, but it is now working out. And you can see down here, we came up through that 200, tested the 50 here. Beautiful chart on Levi. Very nice gap over here to take a look at. Space. This is one we're holding. Picked it up yesterday. We've got a nice bullish engulf. We rallied up and pulled back right in here. So, and this is one of those rounded bottom breakouts. And good grief, to the 200 period moving average, we're going to measure from about the 50 period moving average up. That's 240%. That's insane. Which is insane is good. We like insane. But we need to calm our trade down a little bit. So let's take it piece by piece by piece, a chunk at a time. So right now, the chunk I'm looking for is about 38%. And that's right up there to the 50% retracement area. Here we've had this bullish engulf. We rallied up off that bullish engulf, showed strength, rallied up, pulled back, tested that 50 period moving average after breaking out of it. The T line is now over the 50 period moving average. I would love to see the trend indicator follow, but hey, I'm not going to wait for it on a good chart. So we picked this up yesterday. We're looking pretty good here to run up to that call it 740, just rounding some numbers up. And then we'll look at moving up to, that $8.10. Do some reevaluation as we move up. Watch price action. There's no way in the world. I mean, I don't believe there's any way in the world anyway that we're just going to, be bullish and do this. It can happen. I wouldn't put my money on it though. So what we're going to look for here, let's do it this way. No, let's do it this way. A move up, pull back, move up, pull back, move up, pull back. Those sort of things like that. Typical chart movement. TDOC, way too high to buy in my personal opinion. I'm not going to buy it. Somebody's in it already. Move your stop up. What I'm looking at is the bottom that it created and carved out, and the fact that we pretty much, the 50 period moving average, we could call that good there. So right here, just like that, we carved out that bottom, and then we started making, there's your double bottom. There's your low to a high to a higher low, and we've made a higher high. What I'm waiting for is a nice little pullback or a little rest. I would prefer the pullback. Come back, and then let's shop for a nice entry in there. And I think TDOC may have a great future. Of course, it's all dependent on the price action continuing to work and not show any bearishness there. LVS is looking pretty good. WYNN is also looking pretty good, but I chose to talk about LVS this morning. Popped out over that 50 period moving average. There's the 200 period moving average, about 13% up there. This red area, this is the caution area, stop area, can also be the buy area. So what I'd like to see is, I mean, in a perfect little world here, 1, 2, 3 days up, I'd like to actually see LVS pull back a little bit. It would close up. So right now we're at 4.4% risk if we buy it up here to the downside. And if price would push back, it would close that number up a little bit, make the trade a little more attractive, and then watch for the buyers to step in. And then, like I say, that number will shrink down to 2% maybe. And now we can trade. And the 50% retracement area is an excellent target. And it also is working with the dotted deuce up here. So it's close enough that I think that makes a nice target on this LVS. 2 more to go. FedEx. FedEx has broken out now. You can see that this morning we pulled back a little bit pre-market. Let's see what FedEx does through here. Notice we're at that 50%, that grouping of lines right in here. We're at that 50% retracement area. JW just shouted out that it has earnings tomorrow. Thanks, JW. I didn't notice that. So keep an eye there. The fact that let's leave earnings out for a second. Chart wise, I think it's a great looking chart, and I think it's set up to be bought and set up to run. Of course, earnings can throw a wrench in that. So let's be very careful if you're in it. Maybe it's best to wait for the earnings and just see what it does. Thanks, JW. Appreciate that. And the last one I have here is Lyft. I know a few people in the room bought some Lyft yesterday and the day before, I think. This is looking pretty good here. Really nice chart. We've got these lows. We rallied up to a high that pushed through the 50 period moving average and then dropped back down to a higher low. And now we've rallied up for 2 days. The bulls just flexing their muscles. The T line is now over the 50. Trend indicator looks like it's about to go over the 50 right in here. So this would be a nice trade, actually. I'm going to put this up here. Nice inside day, something like this. So it'd really be nice. Pull back a little bit. Close the stop area on it. Shrink that down. Makes the trade much more attractive. And then we've got targets up here. We'll call that 1370. And then up here at 1450 at the 50 period moving average. Okay. All right. I'm about out of my time here. I want to say thank you to everybody. I appreciate you being here this morning. And we'll see you all right back here in the trading room in about 30 minutes when the market opens up. Okay. You guys all take care. Thanks a lot.